Right, so today we're going to make a start on the aluminium framework that's going to be the furniture in the van. I have made a start on this already, just marking out some like little starter bits, and as you can see as well, all of the carpet has now come off the sides, so it looks a bit messy, so just ignore that for now. I'm not going to put the carpet back on until I've kind of worked out where I'm attaching the aluminium structure to the chassis of the van, so once I've figured all that out, that's when I'll put the carpeted sides back on. So yeah, we'll flip the camera around now and then I'll show you the basics of how the aluminium all goes together and show you how easy it is to build with, really. Right, so this is what I've started with here. It just goes around the wheel arch, comes right across the back step of the van, comes down here and mirrors the other side and ends at the wheel arch again. These are just all my scrap, well, not scrap, but this is all the aluminium that is from the build previously. What I have been doing as well is I've marked out where the floor battens are underneath the floor, just so I know where I can screw into, so it's quite solid for the framework. As you can see here, I've added some little L brackets that go into the battens just to keep everything nice and secure there. Over this side, there is an upright piece that goes into the chassis, and on this side I've got a piece that's going to be ready for the kitchen to attach to when I start building up the kitchen. That's just attached to the chassis as well. So yeah, I'll just go over quickly how all of this goes together. So this is the aluminium and each side has a channel on it, and yeah, these are the nuts that go inside the channel. So what you do is you just slide that in there, and then you can just put that wherever you want then. And then you have this bolt that goes in there. As you tighten it down, it locks it in, and then that's how it keeps it secure. Then you have these 3 different types of right angle brackets. That's just an L bracket. That's more like a structured right angle bracket that can go in either direction. And then this one has, if you can just see there, some little feet on it that locks it into that channel once it's been bolted down, so it doesn't really move. It doesn't have much movement on there, so that really just goes with the direction of the channel. Then you can pick up these types of brackets, and what these do is these slide in like that. You then get another piece of aluminium that goes on the top, and it's more of a hidden right angled connector. That gives a nicer, cleaner look, but I have found that they're not very strong, and the bolts that hold them in are not super secure, so I don't really use them too often. Then there's this just slides in like that. This is for extending, well, adding 2 pieces in a straight line, and you get little screws for that, and that bolts it down. There's an example of that just there, so it connects the 2 pieces together and keeps them nice and secure. And then the last nut is this one. So what that is that's a drop-in nut, so you can just drop it in, and as you start tightening that with the screw, it turns around, and then as you tighten it, it pushes up and locks in. These are really handy for if you've got 2 of these on either side that are bolted in. When that bolt is in, you can't then slide this nut across because obviously the bolts are going to be blocking it. So if you wanted to add something there, the drop-in nuts are really handy for that, because you can just drop it in, you can put your bracket on there, start tightening it, and yeah, it just acts, it's basically the same as this. Probably not quite as secure, but they're still really, really solid brackets. So yeah, that's a basic overview of the hardware that I use, and yeah, it's just really easy to work with, really, because what you do is you bolt that there, then you get another piece, bolt that there, that's a right angle done. So yeah, I just find it a lot easier to work with compared to working with wood. And if you're just starting off from the beginning, if you get all your framework ordered to the sizes that you need, you just put it in the van and you build it out how you've planned it, and it goes together so easily. I don't really have that luxury this time around because I want to use as much of this aluminium as I can. I'm going to have to kind of work to what sizes I've already pre-ordered in the past. I'm probably going to have to order some extra bits here and there, but I want to try and use this up first if I can. Yeah, it goes together a lot easier if you pre-plan it all. You know exactly what lengths you need for what type of furniture you're building. It all comes shipped to your house, and then you just put it all together, and it's super easy to work with. Plus it's lighter than wood as well, so I highly recommend it. So yeah, what I'll do now, I'll put the camera on a time lapse. I'll start figuring out the basic structure of the framework, and then once I've got that all set up, I'll jump back on camera and talk you through what I've done. Right, so it's the next day now, and I know I said in the previous clip I was going to show you a time lapse of everything going together. But once I reviewed the footage, it didn't really add anything to the video, to be honest. It wasn't really showing you what I was doing properly. So I thought what instead is, I'll show you what I've built currently, show you how the layout's going to change going forward, and then when I'm putting a couple of pieces together, I'll walk through step by step how those pieces go together and show how easy it is to build with. Okay, so starting from the front, this is where the seating is going to be now. In this space, this is originally where the kitchen used to be, but yeah, now the seat frame is going all the way to the back of the van. I've not built this section yet, but the seat's going to come across here, and then we're going to have the kitchen come right from the back all the way down to probably about midway point of this door. And then as it gets towards this corner, instead of the seat coming all the way into the corner, I'm going to push the kitchen right to the back, step it down a bit here, probably about halfway down, and it'll be like a little table for this seating area here. So yeah, I just feel like that layout's going to work a little bit better for us. There's only two of us in the van usually, so if you've seen the original build, it used to be a U-shaped seat going around the back of the van, and it was just too much seating really for just two people. With this layout, we get an L-shaped seat still going around half of the van, but then we get a lot more storage and kitchen space on this side, so there's just more area for cooking and storing things and stuff. So yeah, I feel like that layout's going to work a lot better for us. But what I'll do now is I'll show you how some of these pieces go together. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be attaching this piece to the end, and this is going to be the start of where the kitchen is going to be coming out. I just need to figure out how much space I want here first before I go ahead with that. But yeah, I'll show you how that connects in a moment. Right, so we've got our beam in place now, and we've got the right angle bracket and our nuts and bolts. So if we just move this out of the way a minute, because this is now a sealed off beam because of things attached either side, we need to use the drop-in nut as mentioned earlier. So what I tend to do with this, I tend to get it started in, well, tend to get it started outside of the beam first, and then you get your Allen key, line it up, put it in there, start tightening it, and then it should just grab, and that's grabbed now. So once it's in there, you can untighten it and like move it around, but we'll just slightly tighten that for now. Then with your other piece, what you want to do is you want to slide this nut inside, line it up to roughly where you're going to need it to be, get your bolt, put that into there, start tightening. Make sure it's all squared up. But yeah, it's as simple as that really. And if you're starting from scratch and you're ordering the beams to size, you could have your furniture built in like a day. The only reason it's taking me a little bit longer is because I'm having to use like original cuts and stuff, so it's just taking me a bit longer to figure out what I want to do, and so then I'm having to cut some pieces. But yeah, what I'll do now is I'll carry on building. Once I've got most of the structure together, I'll pick back up and I'll explain what's going to happen from there. Right, so here's everything I've got built for now. I've basically run out of pieces to cut down now, so yeah, I'm gonna have to order some bits now. But here you can see the main structure of the seat, and then down here is where I've attached it to the framework of the seats, and I'm just going to have that as like a little shelving area. And then if we come down here, I've got a beam that comes across here now. That's going to get secured to the seats as well. So like I said in my first overview video when I first started this series. I'm going to try and make some storage underneath the seats this time, because it's just wasted space if I'd leave it blank. So yeah, I'm going to try and get some sort of storage in there. So this is the kitchen side. I've not got any uprights at the moment because I've not got anything long enough, so I'm going to have to order some more aluminium. But if we come this way, this is the start of the table I mentioned earlier. So yeah, it's going to come across here, and then it's just going to be a little bit of a raised like table. Might put some cup holders in there, wireless charger in there, things like that. So yeah, that's basically the frame pretty much done now. Like I say, I just need to order some more like longer pieces, but I thought there's no point me waiting for those to turn up and then adding them to this video. Like it's not really going to add too much. You can see the basic frame, and then I'll pick up once I do my next video. I'll show everything properly finished. Speaking of the next video, it's going to be the carpet next, I think. So to be honest, the framework's going to come back out now. The carpet will go on. I might do the flooring. I don't know what I'm doing with the flooring yet. I was going to go vinyl, but I'm debating whether to go a different route now. So yeah, I just need to figure some bits out. But I think carpet, floor, ceiling, the next 3 jobs that need doing. And then the framework can come back in. And once the framework's back in, then I can start adding the drawers and the fascias and all that sort of stuff. So to be fair, this is where it gets a bit more exciting now. This is where the van's actually going to start turning into a camper van again. I'm looking forward to getting it back, to be honest, because I'm really missing it now. So I want to get on it. So yeah, I'm going to probably start looking at ordering some carpet this week. So yeah, then we can get the carpet done then. One thing I did want to mention, this framework, I want your guys' opinion on this. Should it have a crumple zone in it? Because obviously it's quite a solid unit. And yeah, in the event of an accident, like obviously I don't want that to happen, but if you got hit from behind, I feel like this is just all going to move forward and like hit the driver's seat if it didn't have a crumple zone. So my thoughts are to take these 2 pieces out so that if there was an accident, it would like crumple in here. Not sure whether that's needed or not, but let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea or not. Just wanted to mention as well, quick update on the solar panel if you did watch that video. I did put a YouTube short out about this, but yeah, the solar panel is working now. The issue was my roof bar that was going across it. The shadow that was creating was basically making the solar panel just not work. Obviously I knew when I was putting it up there that the solar panel would have a bit of a shadow on it with that roof bar. But the roof bar is probably like, the shadow it was creating was probably like this big. Like it wasn't that thick, but obviously it goes across the whole length of the panel. And yeah, I was very surprised that is what was causing the issue. So I'm a little bit annoyed at the placement now, because I put it there to use my roof bar still. Now I can't have the roof bar there. So in hindsight, I wish I'd gone for a rigid panel now and put the rigid panel further back, but at least it works now. And I get like, on a good day, I get 80 to 90 watts of charge coming through. So it's really good. But yeah, I just thought I'd give a little update on that. It is all working now. So pretty annoying, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share this video with anyone you think might find it useful. And I'll see you in the next one.